Welcome to PPAfan Fireside Chat. I'm Barnabas Amu, and I have the rare privilege of having no other than the music director of the best choir in Abuja, the Precious People's Assembly, Precious Voices, Brother
Fiyinfoluwa. Hi everyone, good afternoon. Thank you so much.
All right, hi Rafin. Thank you for coming on the PPAfan Fireside Chat. And happy new month, by the way.
Yeah, happy new month, people of God. Happy new month.
I know it's just the second month of the year, but what is one notable thing that you think God has done for you so far?
One notable thing for me is that I want to thank God for confirmation of His word. You know, entering into 2026 with so much prayers and retreat, trusting God for what will God have me do this year. And I was in Lagos when I was watching our crossover night, and I saw power to get to this. You know, I was just like, hey, from glory, when I get to it, you know, a lot of meaning were coming. And for me, it's just like a confirmation, because when we now started Solemn Assembly, God just started using our pastor to start now telling us the focus is not actually wet. There is a lot that God will do with you. And to me, one thing I'm just grateful to God for is that it's a confirmation, because I got my own word from Isaiah 48, verse 70, where God said that He's going to lead me to profit. And when the word came, it's like the power to get word. So I'm just grateful to God that it's a confirmation that this year is a year of power to get word.
Wow. I've had two guests on this show now, and every one of them have actually said that the word for the year is a confirmation of what God has told them. And this is just powerful. It's such a wonderful house we belong to in Fiyinfoluwa. Over the past few weeks, we've heard this word: if you want to work smart, you must work hard, right?
Yes.
Have you had any experience with this?
Yes, very well. And, you know, it's just started with my career. You know, finishing school, and you want to take the post step. So the first work I had, you know, it came with so much. It's very demanding. So I was like, I will learn on the job, or the learning on the job itself is just a word, because you really need to, because it's a British school. And the standard is very high. Yeah. So it takes a lot of experience. It takes a lot of time. I'm going to sit down, getting a lot of, you know, experience on the job. I'm learning. It was this year, like this recently, that our pastor was, you know, speaking to us, that I now realized when he mentioned smart work and hard work. So I realized that all of those time that I would be like, what am I going to teach these children? Some of them will, you know, all those things that I'm trying to do, those experiences were my hard work. Yeah. So, but now when we resume this year, this session, it looks like I've done this thing before now. Yeah. You know, when our pastor now raised the word smart work and hard work, relating it to Jacob, you know, when our pastor was giving us the word, an idea just dropped in my mind. Number one is faith. Faith plus effort plus hard work will actually make you to be smart. Right, we actually resort to smart work. Yes, to smart work. So that's that for me. I had that experience most especially during my career time. You know, I got the job. I'm not even prepared. Yeah. So I did not realize that all of those things that I was doing, by the time we are coming back, was just like, I've done the work before, so it's now time for me to shine. Yes.
So you've done the hard part, and now it's time for you to do the smart part.
Yes.
Okay, and I love that you spoke about your career, and you referenced Jacob as well, right? Yes. As we've been studying him for the past couple of weeks, right? So my question for you, just like Jacob, what would you do if your boss reduces your salary 10 times? Just as Laban reduced Jacob's salary, but Jacob continued to work. Oh, let me just add that part. But what would you do? Say your boss now reduces your salary.
We all know the answer, right? All right. Thank you so much for that. I really make a lot of reference to our pastor sermon because it has been a blessing, right? So when our pastor mentioned that the way Laban treated Jacob and reduces, you know, when you are reading it, sometimes when you read, our pastor will say, go and read for context. You know, so I realized that in that moment, although I have had a lot of experience like that, but, you know, this year is just another dimension. You know, instead of you living why can't you look for a strategy? I think that was what Jacob did.
Yes.
Yes, he realized that this thing this man is doing is affecting him. But rather, there is a wisdom and strategy that he was just seeing. But I'm going to put it to this, that it also takes God, to work with that kind of person or to work in that kind of environment. Right. So for me, I'm going to say that I will go to God first and I will pray, God, should I still work with this person or not? But I'm very confident that God will actually make a way. Yeah. If I'm going to stay, He's going to speak to me. If I should leave, He's going to tell me. So I think one of the things is just immediately you have that kind of situation, focus the direction on God.
And He will give you the strategy, just like He gave Jacob, right?
The strategy.
Okay, that's excellent. Yes. In case anybody is going through that type of situation right now, you're with a difficult.
Don't quit. Don't give up.
Don't give up. Just look to God. Yeah. Okay. And we also learned that difficult situations or difficulties are pathways to triumph, right? So I want to ask: have you ever been in any situation that God's way didn't make sense at the beginning, but at the end of the day, it actually now all worked out for your good? Have you ever experienced that?
I think one of the things I've been facing is actually the point of making decision. It's very hard. Yeah, but the Bible says seeing eyes and hearing ear, they are gifts from the Lord, right? So I think mine was starting from when I finished school, secondary school, gain admission, got a course I did not prepare for, finishing the course, and it's time for me to come for service. I have always been praying to God that I want to serve in Abuja.
Okay.
Yes. So, but when my coming out said that I don't have anybody, so it was very difficult to say that I've been praying about it. But somehow, God just made the way, and I came. It was difficult because I don't have anyone. So, but when it now started making sense was when I arrived and I started meeting people. It started making sense to me, the type of, where God is taking me to. So it's like, more like God is laying the foundation for me, and, I'm building on the foundation like that. So there are so many things that will have stopped me from saying that let me just stay in Lagos. But because I just took that step, it was very hard. Coming from Lagos, I would have just stayed in Lagos. I don't come to Abuja. Well, because at the point I'm taking the step I'm just like, but I just took the step. It was very difficult, but here we are today, trusting God, and we will surely get there by God's grace.
That's awesome. So it seemed as if He had already laid out the path for you. Yes. And as you continue to work.
If He had shown me, maybe I would not have done.
Maybe that would be too difficult.
Yes.
But we thank God for where you are. So in today's service, we learned about a couple dimensions of this power to get wealth. We learned about farsight. That's the ability to see or sense what is possible. That's endless possibilities. And we also learned about foresight, the ability to see what will happen that hasn't happened yet, but you can see that it will happen. So from these two concepts, which one really stood out to you?
Wow. Will I say everything? Because
you can say that.
Our pastor word is always coming from every dimension. So I think for me, right, I just have this sense when the word was going on that definitely there's nothing that is impossible. Right? If you get the right source, you get the right channel, everything is possible. Yes, I'm this kind of person that I'm usually I'm tired when I'm trying it and it's not. But today's sermon just opened my eyes to see that you must know that anything that you are doing, everything you are doing is possible. Just have that mentality that it is possible. Because I'm this type of person that I will give up quickly if I say that there's no way. Just leave it. But today's sermon, opened my eyes to know that